Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater. I'm at Winter NAMM 2020 in Anaheim, California. We're with Phil McKnight. Great to see you, man.
Good to see you. Good to meet you in person.
Nice to meet you as well.
Well, like we said, it's cool because I've been watching your videos and it's like I knew you, and now we
feel like you know it. Feel like I know you already. So it's great to talk to you. So, Mr. Know Your Gear, you are the man.
Yeah, it's nice to be put on the spot. Yes. Sometimes, yeah, I hope so.
So tell me how you got into doing this. What was the start, the genesis of the whole thing?
Sure. I had a store for 13 years, and I started putting some videos on Facebook, and then one day one of the customers was like, could you put this on YouTube? And I was like, all right. So I put a few on YouTube, got lucky, right? A couple took off, started growing, had momentum to the point where it became like a second whole job. And at one point I said, look, I got to make a decision. So I decided to go the YouTube thing because better work-life balance, right? I get to meet way cool people, do stuff, touch way more gear. So it's kind of like how I don't want to say I walked into it, but I walked into it. Yeah.
So how long ago did you start doing it, and how long did it take before it became your full-time gig?
I was putting videos out in 2015, and I really started in 2016. So it's been like 4 years of doing it. Right. So, and like I said, I think with every channel, it's the luck of when the video, the one hits, right? I think just like a rock band, right? You can make a ton of great albums, but until you have a hit single, that's not going to put the spotlight on those albums. And so lucky for me, it was early on, I got like a hit video. And then once somebody sees that, that really is the catalyst to go look at your back catalog and see what have you been doing this whole time. And so I lucked out that way.
So beyond that, there's that lightning strike,
right,
to get things rolling. Are there other things that someone who wants to have a channel can do to promote their content they're creating?
Sure. I think the best attitude is like your own video, right? It's funny, I when I talk to, like you do content, people come up, how do you do content? And I always remind them, I go, don't think about what content will be successful. Make content you want, and hopefully people who are like you or think like you or have questions like you, they'll seek that out, and that's the goal. And don't worry about how long before that happens, because as long as you're doing what you like, you're having a great time, and the payout becomes that way more than anything else.
It's the only way you can be authentic and honest about what you're doing, because it's you can tell when someone's faking it.
Yeah, plus then you learn a lesson early on. This is why, again, teaching someone starting something that they can help them. You learn when you get to like 500 videos, if you didn't love this, it's gonna get real tough to talk about the same pedal, same guitar, same amp, you know what I mean? So you better go down the road of what you really enjoy, because if you like get that moniker of success from one, you're gonna be doing that for a while, and heaven help you if it's the one you hated, you know what I mean? Right. Yeah.
So how important is it to post something every week or twice a week, or how often do you need to do it?
Sure. So YouTube definitely favors the more you post. I mean, it seems like there's no exception in that rule. But the era of that will be always, you'll put substandard product out. You know what I mean? That video that maybe you should have took a little bit more time on, or maybe you weren't feeling it that day. And again, here's how, again, if we're giving advice to somebody new, here's definitely advice. You don't know when that hit is coming. And again, you don't want it to be that one where you're like, I'm just gonna put this out, and then now that's what is the spotlight on what you do. So I think it's very important to put stuff out regularly, but not at the sacrifice of, I've done it. I did last year, I do it. I'll sometimes go 2 weeks without making any content. And I really hate that, because I know I'm being punished by the systems, algorithms, but I know the payout would be when the next content comes, it's going to be legit content that people want to see and not the fluff, So, yeah.
So given everything that you said there, which I 100% agree with, is it, where do the ideas come from to constantly move forward? Because you can't just keep doing the same thing. You've got to grow what you're covering.
Right. So when I started, it was all intuition, right? Like I said, do what you like. And then luckily for me, because I do my weekly QAs and I index those questions every week, so it's like a reference guide. I can go back 140 episodes now of 40 questions each episode, and what I notice is, wow, that question came up 20 times. So if 20 people asked it, maybe 2,000 people want to see it. So I've learned to kind of lean into the audience, what they want, and then sprinkle one of the ones I want to do in there too, and then a couple of the ones they want to do, that's how I've been and it makes it a little easier for me too, because I'm like, what am I going to talk about? I'm like, well, they did ask this, so that works.
Yeah, right. So is there something coming up this year that you're looking forward to doing, or are you planning to change in any way?
Yes. A couple things I want to do is more comparison type videos, you know what I mean? Which I think those are a little more exciting, you know what I mean, right now, to see how two things compare, because I think a lot of people can't tell sometimes how good something or bad something sounds in a video, so a comparison is nice. And I'm doing a big crazy thing this year. I'm going to review 50 sets of pickups this year. I had a guitar custom built that allows me to interchange P90s, actives, passives. The guy who built it is amazing. There's 3 patents on it, so we can real-time change pickups, because the idea was when we all do videos, pickups are the hardest ones to review. And so I decided last year, I go, how can we make that a little bit more accessible? And luckily I found this builder, and he was crazy enough to do this project, and so that's my big project this year. Whether it works or not, I don't know, but I'm going to have fun. And at the end, I'll have 50 pickup videos that I'll enjoy, and hopefully somebody else too.
Yeah, right. No, I think that's great. That's a great idea. Yeah. So tell us what you're up to here at the NAMM show. Is there a particular thrust to what you're trying to cover? How are you working things?
Sure. So I got here early because I was invited to go to Boutique Amps and check out their stuff and interview Steve Vai, which was, right? That's yes. As you know, I loved your interview with him.
Oh, thank you.
And I almost got tempted the night before. I'm like, maybe I'll watch Mitch's interview and take some notes. But I go, no, I'm going to go in and just non-prepared and try to, right. But so that was a highlight for me. You know what I mean? I'm sure like it was a highlight for you, right? And then, so my big plan for the show is today I'm spending most of the day talking to the viewers that I meet, talking to people I meet, talking to vendors, looking at the show, getting a sense of the show. And then tomorrow what I want to do is work on a montage video of like what trends or what things we're seeing this year. You know what I mean? Because sometimes the individual gear is nice, but we're going to see videos throughout the year of the gear. It'd be nice for a lot of viewers to see like what are the trends that we're going to see coming. Is it going to be small amps again? Is it going to be more modelers? Where is the industry going? And let's be honest, this is where it's being displayed, so we'll know.
Right. Can you give us a hint? What's one trend that you see?
That's tough on the spot.
I want to put you on the spot, man. We got.
Yeah, you know what it is. I think what's great is, and it's not a trend, but something I've seen that I think is inspiring. Maybe it's a trend, but not for the customers, but for the companies. What I'm seeing is the small builders, small and mid-sized builders, amps, guitars, pedals, have had so much access in the last years to their customer base through social media. They seem really dialed in to what customers want in a way I've never seen really before, because this interface they have so much interface now. You can see when everything when you ask them a question is, well, everyone said, or this is the feedback, and you can tell this is now a building full of companies that are literally driven by their customer base, which is never how it's always like, I hope the customer likes this, or this is where we think it's going. So that is definitely a new trend, although it's not for the customers. Maybe it is because the customers are doing it, but it's definitely the most exciting thing I've seen, to see so many companies be so involved and understand the market through that interaction is cool.
Man, that's awesome. I'll look forward to checking it out. I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot that'll keep me focused for the next year, so that's very cool. I hope we can get you out to Sweetwater soon, too.
I would love that. I'd love to interview you. I want to talk about your book.
Okay. Anytime. Right on. We'll make that happen. Great to see you. Thank you.
Thanks, Mitch.
And thanks for joining me here at Winter NAMM 2020. I'm Mitch Gallagher.